All right, welcome into another edition of Catching Up with Tommy Mack here on 1010XL's podcast platform at 1010XL.com. Also on demand as well. We are on Facebook. Hello, Facebook. 1010XL's Facebook page. And, of course, streaming live on the Relevant app as well. Good morning, Relevant. Great to have everybody on board. Brought to you by my friends at Microlumix. You're going to hear more and more about GermPass, the automatic germ-killing device, killing germs on common touch point surfaces in a matter of seconds. It's absolutely incredible. We'll be talking about them throughout. Of course, my friends at Goodfellas and at the Southern Grill, all part of it. And by the way, the 22nd, which is Thursday night, the Jags are at the Jets. I, along with James Coleman, who many of us know here at 1010XL and out there, great fullback from the Seminoles, back in the day with Bobby Bowden, he and I are hosting a little Christmas-esque party for charity. We're raising some money for charity, for kids' charity. It'll be at Goodfellas Cigar Lounge and Spirits on Thursday night, the 22nd. So come on out. We're going to watch the game. Obviously have specials on drinks, specials on stogies, and it's just going to be a good old time. So come on out there, right there on St. John's Bluff Road. I'll talk more about it as we get closer. All right, Jag fans, congrats. The monkey, the ghost, whatever you want to call it, is gone off the back as our Jacksonville Jaguars not only beat the Tennessee Titans, crush the Tennessee Titans. And, man, it was crazy because early on, they're like, oh, no, they're marching down the field, having no problem scoring. We answered, no doubt. I mean, we'll get into Trevor and the offense in just a minute. But I was like, oh, they can't stop them. I got an unbelievable stat for you, okay? Check this out. So Derrick Henry, 96 yards in the first quarter. 96. And that included a 50-yarder. He finished with 121. That's less than 30 yards the remainder of the game. That's pretty incredible. They shut him down. Now, look, I thought he was going to have a monster day, but then they start shutting him down. Now, granted, Tennessee had to keep up as well, but he fumbled twice. Great hit by Quarterman. Oh, I love a thumping linebacker, man. He thumped the you-know-what out of him, and that's a big son of a gun. Let me tell you, look, when I was at Judy Coughlin's ceremony for the celebration of her life, Brandon Jacobs was there from the Giants, a retired running back. He looked like a D-end. Derrick Henry's like his size. I mean, I'm talking, this guy was gigantic, and Derrick Henry's probably a little bit bigger than Brandon Jacobs, but man, that was a big hit by Quarterman. Huge. Granted, he had the advantage because of the way, he's coming from the side, but I don't care. Knocked the ball loose. That was a big one. But we took care of Derrick Henry. I mean, we did. I mean, look, overall, no, because you got to go by overall, 121. They did average 6.9 yards a carry, right? But still, I like the way we shut that down, and we got after Tannehill. I mean, the turnovers were unbelievable. The stunts being called by Caldwell were very good. The execution was very good. I got a list. I tell you, last week, what did I say on this show? I was like, where are these guys? I named a bunch of guys. Guess who we heard a lot from this weekend, all right, on defense? Trevon, Josh, RRH, Roy Robinson Harris, his name was called a bunch. Fadakasi, his name was called a bunch.
Arden Key's name was called a bunch. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. That's what we need out of our front. And I can't, look, Dewey, Wingard, so funny. All that kid does is make plays. He doesn't make every single play, but he makes some big plays, and he's all out, man. He is all out. I don't know why anybody gave that kid grief, because all he did was survive. This is his third head coach.
Yep.
Somebody likes him. We like him, too, because he plays the game the right way, and he gives it all, and he makes some big plays, man. Had a pick, big hit. Thought he knocked himself out, but he came back. I like that kid. He brings a nice fire. But they were all fired up. I mean, that talk about the difference, Detroit and Tennessee. I mean, man. You play like that against Detroit, you got to check. You play like that on defense. We'll get to the offense, which was very good too, of course. You play like that on defense, you got a chance in every game. every single game. You may not win every game, but you'll have a chance in every game. Still got to get better on third down. No doubt about that. Obviously, you got to stop the run. You can't let that go, and you got a big test. We're going to talk about Dallas, too. Whew, they are loaded, but great job by the front, especially the front seven. DBs played well, too. Campbell played great. They all played fine. But overall, our defensive front came to play. You finally saw some more stunts. I don't know where those went. I love the outside coming in, especially with Trevon. But everyone was part of the party, and they were getting after it. Now, granted, that O-line, probably not the greatest in the world. They missed some key components, but you play who you play. It was on the road, and you came to play. And at the end of the day, you had to take care of Derrick Henry and not let him beat you, and you finally buckled down and got the job done. Kudos to the Jacksonville Jaguar defense for playing the game and playing the opponent the way you're supposed to play him. Just like that. Aggressive, attacking, smart football. So it's got to get better, no doubt. And you got your hands full this week. Let me tell you something. We'll get into that in just a minute. But I had to start off. I'm a defensive guy, but I'll take that performance by our defenders, especially the front seven, any day of the week. Stunts, guys winning one-on-one matchups, man. Winning the battle. Bending. Saw the bend by Trevon Walker. See what happens when you bend? It's hard for them to hit you when you bend. It's hard. When you turn that body, they got to hit you square in that back with one of their hands to get you out of the way. Most of the times they can't. They can't. They'll hit you on this front shoulder and it doesn't bother you, or they hit you on the back shoulder because you're too past them. I'm telling you, get that bend going and you got a chance. But
where are you at on Trayvon Walker in a 2-point stance versus a 3-point stance?
I don't know. He's still coming from the outside. So
he seems better in a 3-point stance.
Yeah, but okay, so just put him in a 3-point on the outside. But if he's got to drop off in coverage, it's going to be hard for him to do that.
That's what I'm saying. I think positionally, I'm kind of sick of seeing 44 in coverage. I'd rather just watch him.
Yeah, I don't think he should be. I don't think either one of them should be. But you do have to play some coverage in a 3-4. With that outside back, unless you rush them both, which you can do that as well. But look, I don't, at this point, just put them in whatever's comfortable. I just don't think you would see. I don't know. We don't know. I want to see. Look, if you're gonna go to a 4-3 or 3-4, do you try him at big end? Yeah, I would. I'd like to see what he can do there. I don't know. Maybe he's better at the pass rush on the inside. But hey, regardless, he was very good. They all were. Look. What did I write? 9 QB hits. 9. That's what I'm talking about. That's what it takes to disrupt that quarterback. And by the way, you can disrupt Dak. You can. I love Dak Prescott. I think he's a phenomenal QB. I like the way he plays. I just like the way he holds himself, the way he competes, the way he's a leader of that team. But any quarterback you could see crumble. You get to them and they crumble. Hey, real quick note. Kyle Murray, sorry you got hurt last night, man. That's a shame. Nothing worse than getting hurt. And I know they're thinking it may be an ACL, but that was a tough one very early in the game. And also, I'm sure most of you heard Mike Leach, Mississippi State coach. He passed away this morning, man. Hey, look, life is precious. I was telling Relevant earlier, over 50 now, 52. You just never know. And you never know any time in your life when your time's up. But massive heart attack, I guess, at his house or wherever he was. Nobody found him for like 15, 20 minutes, 10 minutes, something like that. And they were hoping for a miracle, but he passed on this morning. So thoughts and prayers to the family, no doubt about that.
Here in Jacksonville.
It's tough.
Here in Jacksonville, if there's no Mike Leach, there's never any Gardner Minshew.
No doubt.
In Jacksonville.
You're right about that.
Mike Leach revived Gardner Minshew's career. He was going to go be a coach and stuff, and he
gave him that 5th year.
Yeah.
It was good. So. His best year yet, but such shame. Hey, look, anybody losing a life like that, it's tragic, man. It's tragic. I don't care where you come from, anything. That's tragic. So really tough one. But so look, the defense got the job done, and we'll see what they do this week. They're going against a really good offense, but we'll get into that. All right, Trevor Lawrence. All right. Hey, man, last 5 weeks. I mean, it is. I say it every week. Getting better. That was his best. Man, he was throwing ropes. He was throwing dimes. He was in rhythm. He was so confident. His swag. He looked like the kid you saw at Clemson. You know what I mean? Just in the flow. Like it's his game. I'm running, I'm throwing, I'm making, just comfortable, confident. I mean, it was beautiful. It was a thing of beauty. And my favorite part, you know what it is? Going after that D lineman at the end of the game, son of a gun. How dare you run into the line like that? Game's over, punk. And Trev gets right in his face. I like that kid. I like him even more now. I
love that so much.
Got to do it, man.
So much.
What a leader. Listen, they shut down the run. 2.4 yards per carry. Poor Travis Etienne, every time he got the ball, he was like just killed in the backfield. Barely had a chance to get going. Nonetheless, Trevor put the team on his back, pulled the offense on his back, and delivered, man. Big time. So good. Keep it going, baby. Keep it going. This is a tough test. This is their biggest test all year long to date, in my opinion. You got a very good team coming in. Of course, Evan Ingram, big day. Just overall, the offense. I mean, you put up 36, baby. That's huge. That is huge. You're really looking good. And by the way, Trevor, what do I look at? Yards per attempt? 8.8.
I'll take that.
That's, you know what they were? 5.4. Dink and dunk, oh, isn't that cute? We're throwing it downfield. I love it. Keep it going, baby. 6 for 13 on third down for the offense. Very good. Just under 50. 5 for 10 Titans. You got better as the game went on. Obviously, earlier you weren't. And then that late drive, I don't know, whatever. I don't know. I mean, you got to play every play. There's no doubt about that, but got to get better on that. Of course, turnover ratio was huge. We were +4. They were -4. Let me throw this at you, okay? And I only wrote it down. I believe in this full. I only wrote it down just so I say it correctly. But when the offense rewards the defense by scoring, you get the turnover, you score. That makes the defense to want to go back out there and either do it again or just get you 3 and out and just get you the ball back. And then the offense does it again. Then the special teams comes in because they're like, holy, look at this. That's when you got a team. That's team. When you want to reward each other for your play, for their play. When you say, you know what, thanks offense, thanks defense, thanks special teams, that makes me want to go out there even further and outperform everybody. That's when you got a team. And that's what you saw Sunday. You did. You saw some inspired played football, didn't you? The effort, the energy. Talk about the energy. It's pretty awesome. And I know Doug did his part with showing the rivalry. I didn't see the video, but I suppose he was awesome.
I want to see that video so bad.
I mean, hey, whatever it takes, I'm glad they came to play. Now come to play again. Because we can't be this, right? Can't be that. We got to, okay, is that a blip against Detroit? I'll give you the benefit of the doubt it was. Don't let Sunday be a blip, because this is a badass team coming in. Not that we're not tough, because we are, but we've got to match it. Our O-line, 0 sacks against them. He did a very good job. Obviously, the running game was not good, so you got to be better at that. The only other nitpick is kickoff coverage. Got to be better. I don't know how Dallas does. Pollard return kicks. If he does, that's scary. They're loaded.
They have the guy. Do you remember the guy from the preseason that went crazy? Kavontae Turpin.
Oh, yeah.
Is
Turpin.
his name?
Yeah.
He had a punt return and a kick return in the same preseason game.
Yes.
He's their return man for both.
Well,
so.
but
he's explosive,
we didn't fare very well.
He's pretty damn explosive. So
yeah.
He's Agnew-esque.
Yeah.
Not as good as Agnew, I don't think, but esque.
So let me throw this at you as before I do that, let's go through. I just looked at the AFC. I mean, Dolphins, they're starting to crumble, man. I don't know what their problem is. Ravens are hanging tough. Bengals now 9-4. Big, good win. I wouldn't say big win against the Browns, but good win. Bills rocking and rolling. Same with the Chiefs.
This is the time of the year that the good teams
I don't
start to
think
get
our
rolling.
division's good.
Our division's horrible.
I don't think Tennessee's okay. They're just not. They're not that good.
The worst division in football is the NFC South. I think the next worst is the AFC South.
Man, Brady looks awful, man. Gosh.
And they're going to win that division.
I know.
And
All he's
they're
got
not
to do is win the
good.
next two. No,
They're not any good at all.
No, they're not. They're not. They're struggling big time. They sure are. I tell you, Brock Purdy, baby. What a great story, man. I absolutely love it.
As much as I love that the Jags are still somewhat in it,
yeah,
they shouldn't be. Right? At 5-8, things should be over. You know what I mean? That is a sign that your division's terrible.
9-8 should be a wild card.
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
fair.
so that could be a wild card.
That's fair.
I should say. You know, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe 10-7,
and
9-8.
I don't know that. I don't know if we're going to catch up to the Titans or not. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But what I will say is,
Titans are going to win at least one more. They'll be 9-8 at the minimum.
I think the end of the season is a success if you make the Titans sweat every single week.
How about just that final game has meaning to get into the playoffs or not? Or to stop them from getting in the playoffs.
The final game has meaning. That's going to be a damn fun Sunday.
I tell you this, you know what? We if you look back, we all thought 6-7 wins. They're at 5 now. And on top of that, they're playing meaningful football in December. I'll take that all day long, man.
100%.
All day long. Now, you got to perform Sunday. It's huge. You do something against Dallas. You got to do it early. I think you got to do it early. I don't think you can, withstand. I don't want to see a shootout again. Dallas's defense is very good. They have 48 sacks on the year.
Oh, my God.
48. What did I say Tennessee had last week? 33.
48
sacks.
That's video game stuff.
Yeah. No, the list is unbelievable.
And I think
you've got Parsons with 12.
Parsons is the best defensive player in football.
Oh, he's unreal.
He's unbelievable.
Armstrong, the D-end, with 8. DeMarcus Lawrence, the other D-end, with 6. By the way, guess who has 5? The old Jaguar. Dante Fowler Jr.
Oh, he's on the Cowboys?
Exactly.
Wow.
Well, when you watch him, he makes plays. I mean, he's still fiery. He still gets after it. I'm sure he's going to be looking forward to playing against the Jags. But he's not the focal point, obviously. But they've got some really good players. Now, they're not very good against the run. They give up 4.4. We give up 4.3. So you look at ours. We're okay sometimes, not okay sometimes. Can we get ETN going? Wasn't like last week. Tennessee's very good against the run. 3.8. You see, it's only 0.6 difference, but you see the difference, don't you? When your defense is averaging 3.8 yards per carry against that opposing running back, you can see that difference. They shut down most of the runs.
100%.
You might get a couple runs here, but most of the time, they're knocking you down. You're not going anywhere. You got 2-3 yards at most. And then you rip off a 6, maybe get a 10, but then it's, the rest of the time you're getting smoked. So that's the difference there. Third in the league in points allowed, Dallas is on defense. Third. 17.6 a game. I know I'm getting ahead of myself. I usually do this on Friday, but just to get it into your head, Dak, check this out. We know the O-line. The O-line's only given up 16 sacks. We've given up 23. Lately, we've been a little leaky, but not last week. Last week we were pretty good overall. Dak, CD, Pollard, Zeke, Schultz, and then I named the defense guys, plus a great offensive line. Hey, man, that's why you play the game. You want this game, don't you? I mean, they're in the NFC, so it doesn't totally matter. And look, I'm not even going to say because I don't like trapdoors. I don't like silver linings. But they're in the NFC. They're not in the AFC. It still matters. But I tell you what, you do something against the Cowboys, wake up, NFL. Wake up. I'm not going to get, because what we did to the Titans does not make me think, oh, we've arrived. No, I think it was a great game by us. We took advantage of what we did. We beat them. We beat them up front. We were getting after it. I like that. The energy was great. But I don't know how good they are. They're good, but they're not upper echelon in the AFC by any means. They're not a Bills. They're not a Chiefs. They're not Ravens. They may be Miami. Miami, like I said, is crumbling, but we'll take it. And it was great to beat them up there. We know the history. So maybe that's changing. It's all off the back. We're ready to rock and roll moving forward. But I tell you what, let's back it up with a big win. I don't think you can. I don't think you can't. But I don't think I'm going to pick you to win, at least not today on a Tuesday. I look at them on paper, and I've watched them a decent amount. They're really good. Their defense is really good. The crack, and I love Dak, and I'm not trying to rhyme or rhythm or any of that kind of stuff, but the crack is in Dak, in my opinion. I think you can get to him. And if you can get past this O-line, you got a chance. I think Pollard scares me just as much as ETN should scare them. He gets a crease, he's gone. He's just as fast. He is, and he breaks him. And you ain't catching his ass. And then you got, Elliott, who's tough as nails and will be the bell cow when needed. They get their left tackle back. That's why they're 10-3, man. I mean, and they didn't get the first game they got beat by Tampa of all teams, 19-3, I think, 17-3.
Feels like a long time ago.
Since then, their other two losses, pretty tight. One against Philly. They got Philly again. That's going to be a great game.
Houston arguably should have beat them on Sunday, though.
They could have, yeah. But maybe they played down to their competition, Sometimes that happens. Or perceived competition like we saw up in Detroit. By the way, congrats to Detroit beating the Vikings. There's a crack in that armor. Tell you right now, up in Minnesota.
Vikings are slightly fraudulent.
DJ Chark. We didn't need him at all. 1 year, $10 million. We didn't. I don't know. Been nice. I mean, it was a risk because he was injured a lot, but man, he's playing. He had a good game last 2 games. He's stepping up for them, so good for him. And like I said, I'm keeping my eye on Detroit just because I think they're a cool story and it's a gritty team, and I love gritty people. I love gritty teams because you have to be on the field and off. But look, a great week. Look, we celebrated. It's a great time. A lot of Jag fans traveled. You guys traveled well. Bold City Brigade. Great job being up there. I saw the videos. Duval till we die. Awesome. And now we got to have do you think Dallas will outweigh us in the fans? Because they probably bought them already. That's the problem.
It's going to be 70-30, maybe 80-20 Cowboys fans.
Because they already bought them. They don't care what the record is. They're going for the team.
I hate to say that,
but we're waiting to see what our team does.
I hate to say that, but I got season tickets. I go to every game. I see them all, and any game this year where there's been like a big opposing fan base.
Yeah.
The Giants.
Yeah. The Ravens had a good crowd.
Yeah. It's like 50-50. And the Cowboys are like triple that.
They're huge. They're like Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh and Dallas. So, but you know what? How do you shut up a hometown crowd? How do you shut up an away team's crowd at your home? Score more than them.
Well, it was like last year.
QB.
It was like last year the Bills took over the stadium and we sent them out sad.
That's right.
Do that again, baby.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what. I thought Mike Caldwell adjusted nice. I thought he called some good blitzes, called some good stunts, called some run stunts. Get those guys crossing, man. Get them moving. You got a tall order this week, but it should be a fun one. No doubt about it. We'll be back on Friday, and we'll break it down even more. Looking forward to it. Hey, it's meaningful football. It's meaningful football for the Jags. And if whatever your team is out there, man, fantastic. Nothing like your team, at least somewhat being. When I saw Sunday night, the graphic, who's in wild card and in the hunt, and at the bottom was the 5-8 Jags, I got to admit, it got me a little pumped up.
In the hunt, baby.
In the hunt.
Yes, sir.
That's all we can ask for in December. All right, that'll do it for me this time around here on Catching Up with Tommy Mac. Podcast on 1010XL's podcast platform, of course, on Facebook. Have a great day out there and streaming live on the relevant app. Till next time, stay safe and be cool. On top of that, LFG Jags, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. We'll see you next time right here on Catching Up with Tommy Mac. Peace.